My beloved child, the battle has reached its end. And what I want you to do now is not to keep forcing yourself onward, but to pause, rest, and recover. I, Archangel Michael, have seen everything you have carried throughout this long journey, including what others never recognized and the heaviness you concealed beneath a calm appearance. You became accustomed to standing on your own, holding everything together even when your hands trembled, and saying that you were fine when inwardly you only wanted to take one deep breath. But you no longer need to prove your strength by continuing to endure. There are seasons when you must move forward through the storm, but there are also seasons when you are permitted to sit down. Allow peace to touch the places that became weary, and let your heart relearn what safety feels like. During the time behind you, you walked like someone who always had to remain alert for something bad to happen. Even on quiet days, your mind continued searching for danger, preparing for a crisis that had not appeared, and attempting to control every detail so that no one would be disappointed. Survival became such a deeply rooted habit that when the pressure began to decrease, peace itself felt unfamiliar. You wondered whether the stillness was real or merely the pause before another storm. But, my beloved child, not every silence is a warning of danger. Some quiet places are given so that you can regain your strength. Some doors close not because a new battle is approaching, but because the former room has completed its purpose. I want you to stop standing guard before entrances that have already been sealed and begin walking into the peace opening before you. The things that once exhausted you have completed the lessons they were meant to teach. Rejection taught you not to build your worth upon the approval of others. Betrayal taught you to protect, trust, and observe actions instead of listening only to words. Days of scarcity taught you to appreciate small things, manage resources, and never treat assistance as something to be taken for granted. Months of uncertainty trained you to continue even when you could not see the entire road. You do not need to return to those circumstances to prove that you learned the lesson. Neither must you carry old wounds forever as evidence of your faithfulness. What refined you may be released when its purpose has been completed. I know you once prayed for rest. Yet, when an opportunity to rest arrived, guilt appeared. You feared that if you stopped, you would become weak, fall behind, or allow everything to collapse. You became accustomed to believing that only your constant activity, worry, and effort could keep life in order. But the truth is that not everything depends upon you. You are responsible for what has been entrusted to you. But you were not created to become the only pillar supporting everyone. Some people must learn how to stand on their own. Certain problems need to be resolved without your continual intervention. Some relationships can become healthy only after you stop carrying responsibilities that belong to the other person. Rest does not mean abandonment. Sometimes it is the way everything is returned to its proper place. The healing approaching you does not need to be loud. It may begin with one night when you sleep more deeply. One morning when you awaken without such heaviness in your chest. Or one moment when you realize you have not thought about what hurt you for several hours. It may appear when you say no without trembling. Stop checking whether someone who left has returned. Or remember the past without being pulled downward as before. Do not underestimate these small changes. Recovery often takes place through movements so gentle that if you search only for dramatic signs, you may fail to recognize how far you have already come. Each time you choose peace instead of reacting, and each time you rest instead of forcing yourself beyond your limits. Something within you is being renewed. You preserved faith even when you saw no answer. There were times when you prayed and heard only silence. And that silence caused you to wonder whether you were still being seen. I want you to know that none of your cries were abandoned. Some answers came in the form of strength to survive one more day, rather than an immediate change of circumstances. Some prayers were answered through a door remaining closed, because what lay beyond it was not what you believed. Certain rescues unfolded so quietly that you recognized them only years later, when you looked back at a road you never had to enter. Therefore, do not regard the months of waiting as wasted time. They built endurance, depth, and the ability to recognize genuine peace within you. Now, I want you to become accustomed to a new rhythm of living. Allow your body enough sleep, and give your mind space that is not continually filled with news, message, and the responsibilities of others. Walk more slowly when possible. Eat well. Breathe deeply. And make time for things that help you feel alive rather than merely surviving. Do not turn recovery into another project you must complete perfectly. You do not need to become joyful, energetic, or positive every day. There will still be times when you feel sad. Remember former things, or become tired. This does not mean you are moving backward. Healing is not a straight line. It is the process of learning to treat yourself gently on days of rapid progress and days when you need to remain still. You also need to understand that peace may reveal emotions that were once hidden beneath busyness. When the battle ends, you may suddenly feel empty because you spent so long defining yourself through struggle. You may wonder who you are when you no longer have to rescue someone, repair something, or prove your strength. Do not fear this emptiness. It is not evidence that you have lost your purpose. It is space in which a new person can be formed. You are not only a survivor, you are also someone who can rejoice, create, love, and receive. I do not want your entire life to be told only through the battles you won. I want the coming years also to be marked by laughter, healthy relationships, meaningful work, and ordinary days that are deeply fulfilling. Some people will not understand why you need to withdraw, rest, or change the way you respond to their requests. They may say you have become distant or are no longer as willing as before. But you do not need to return to exhaustion in order to prove that you are kind. Speak clearly and gently, and maintain your limits. Those who sincerely love you will respect the process you are passing through, even if they need time to adjust. Those who were accustomed only to receiving from you will reveal discomfort when you no longer give without limits. Do not allow their reaction to make you condemn yourself. Your rest is not a debt for which you need permission. Protecting your strength does not make you selfish. It allows you to remain present in a more lasting and sincere way. I am not telling you to abandon every responsibility or sit still while life operates without you. I only want you to act from peace rather than fear. When your strength is restored, you will work with greater clarity, choose more wisely, and stop being pulled into every emergency another person creates. You will recognize what truly requires your attention and what can wait. You will stop responding to every provocation and cease explaining yourself to people who have already chosen to misunderstand you. This is a victory deeper than any argument. What once easily stole your peace will no longer possess authority over you. Therefore, my beloved child, put down what is no longer your assignment. Stop carrying questions that never received answers, apologies that were never offered, and futures you tried to save, even though they no longer belong to what is ahead. I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you to remind you that strength is revealed not only when you enter battle, but also when you possess enough courage to leave it after it has been completed. You do not need to continue fighting darkness that has already lost its power. Allow peace to enter without questioning how long it will remain. Permit yourself to be cared for, to breathe, and to move more slowly. The battle formed endurance within you, but rest will teach you how to live freely. Your work now is to recover, allowing every weary place to be renewed so that tomorrow will no longer be built upon survival, but upon peace, discernment, and a heart that knows it does not need to suffer more in order to deserve love. I chose you not because you already understood the entire meaning of your life, but because within you remains a heart willing to continue even when the road ahead is not fully revealed. There are things I placed within your journey that you can presently see only in very small part. Like someone standing before dawn who notices the first rays of light but cannot yet imagine the whole sky about to be illuminated. You wondered whether you were moving in the right direction, whether your quiet efforts would truly produce results, or whether you had missed something you should have completed long ago. But I do not look upon you through the harsh standards you often use to judge yourself. I see every time you attempted to rise, even when you possessed little strength. Every time you chose kindness, despite being treated unfairly. And every decision to take another step while your heart still carried many questions. Before me, faithfulness in small things carries great value, because it proves that you do not walk only when everything is easy, but also know how to preserve light through dark seasons. Many people may not understand why you think so deeply, why you do not easily blend into shallow things, or why you often recognize what others overlook. Do not doubt your worth because of that difference. Not everyone is prepared to recognize your depth, and not every environment possesses enough space for what I planted within you. Certain places caused you to feel too sensitive, too thoughtful, or too difficult to understand. Yet, my beloved child, what another person is unable to recognize does not become meaningless. You remain precious, even without praise. Visible during the days when no one asks about you, and protected, even though you do not know how many dangers were quietly moved from your path. There were doors whose closing broke your heart, but had you seen what stood behind them, you would have understood that their closure was mercy. The trials you faced are not permitted to define you as a failure. They are revealing strength, patience, and discernment that even you did not know you possessed. Every battle required you to examine more deeply what you believed, release unstable sources of support, and learn to stand upon a foundation that temporary emotions could not shake. There were times when you believed pressure would crush you. Yet, after everything, you discovered that you remained. You did not merely survive. You became wiser about people, clearer in your choices, and gentler toward the pain of others. What once made you weep quietly will help you become someone who comforts without judging. Being misunderstood will teach you how to listen deeply. Seasons of loneliness will help you recognize the value of sincere companionship. I waste no part of your journey. Even the fragments that appeared broken are being arranged into the foundation of something new. I was never standing far from your life. I was present in the small moments you often considered ordinary, when unexpected strength enabled you to complete a difficult day, when encouragement arrived at the moment you nearly surrendered, or when calmness appeared within circumstances that should have caused panic. At times, you wanted me to answer with a great sign. Yet, I came through quietness that helped you breathe more deeply. A clear thought that protected you from a wrong decision. Or a sincere hand extended when you no longer expected support. When you became tired, I did not condemn you for weakness. I invited you to pause and rest. When you were confused, I did not pressure you to understand everything immediately. I gently guided you toward the next step. When disappointment caused parts of you to feel broken, I did not discard you as something damaged. I remained, gathered each piece, and restored you patiently. My love for you does not change according to your achievements, emotions, or the strength you possess on a particular day. There are moments when you pray with steady faith, but there are also days when you can only sigh because no words remain. I am still there. There are seasons when you walk confidently, but there are also times when old fears return and you condemn yourself for not growing quickly enough. I do not abandon you because of those backward steps. I understand that healing is not a straight line and maturity is not completed overnight. What I desire from you is not false perfection, but honesty. When you are tired, admit that you need rest. When you are hurting, allow yourself to feel instead of hiding. When you make a mistake, correct it humbly without using the mistake to condemn your entire life. Genuine love does not remain beside you only on radiant days. It also covers you when everything is unclear and you cannot yet see anything worthy of hope. There is a deep reason why you remain standing today. Many times, giving up appeared easier than continuing. Yet something within reminded you that the story was not over. That strength does not come only from human will. It is the mark of my presence placed within you. A small flame preserved, even while strong winds continually blew. There were days when you did not feel courageous. Yet you still did what needed to be done. There were times when you could not see hope. Yet you refused to return to the place that wounded you. Such steps reveal that you are being supported more than you realize. Courage is not always loud. Sometimes it is simply awakening, caring for yourself, fulfilling your responsibilities, and refusing to believe the voice that says your life no longer has meaning. Hidden battles often carry within them a greater work your eyes cannot yet see. While you believed you were merely enduring, I may have been clearing a new path ahead. While you grieved a closed door, I may have been removing a connection that would have led you away from your purpose. When you felt delayed, I may have been adjusting the timing so that what came to you would no longer carry chaos. There were obstacles whose existence you never knew because they were removed before you approached. There were conversations that altered the direction of events without your hearing them. Certain people were kept away from your life because they were not yet ready to respect what I was building. Therefore, do not judge guidance solely by what you can see immediately. Silence does not mean absence, and the lack of an answer does not mean there is no preparation. I am also teaching you to stop measuring your value by another person's speed. Some entered a season of harvest while you were still cultivating. But this does not prove that you were left behind. Every journey possesses its own timing, and something arriving too early can become a burden instead of a gift. I want your foundation to become steady enough that when you receive opportunity, you do not lose humility. When you receive recognition, you do not become dependent upon praise. And when you possess more, you still remember the days when you lived with gratitude for very little. Long preparation is not punishment. It is the way I expand your capacity so that you can not only receive what is good, but also become mature enough to preserve it. My beloved child, continue moving without belittling your quiet progress. Each time you choose peace instead of a useless argument, you are growing. Each time you establish a boundary while preserving compassion, you are growing. Each time you stop begging for validation from people unable to see your worth, you move closer to freedom. You do not need to understand the complete reason you were chosen today. Remain faithful to the step before you. Care for what has been entrusted, and allow purpose to unfold through each season. Then you will recognize that the days causing the greatest doubt were the very places where I built the deepest steadfastness within you. Battles did not destroy you, they prepared you. Quiet seasons did not abandon you, they helped you hear more clearly. Your life has never been forgotten, because I am still leading you step by step toward the place where what was sown in tears will blossom into peace, maturity, and meaning greater than anything you once dared to imagine. You have waited for a sign clear enough to know that your quiet prayers were not forgotten. And now I want you to understand that the answer may be approaching through a person carrying kindness, opportunity, and the ability to open a new path. Throughout many years, you maintained faith even without seeing results. Continued walking when your heart was filled with uncertainty, and wondered whether your hope had been placed correctly. You are not the only person who has ever felt this way. When a prayer waits too long, the mind often begins forming hasty conclusions, making you believe that you have been forgotten, or that what you desire no longer has any possibility of becoming real. But silence does not mean I stopped working. Certain answers must be formed through many people, decisions, and circumstances before they can appear before you in a complete form. The influential person approaching your journey is not powerful merely because of status, authority, or the resources they possess. Their most important strength lies in their ability to become a bridge between where you presently stand and the door through which I want to lead you. They may not yet understand their complete role within this plan. They may simply feel prompted to listen to you, recognize something good within you, or give you an opportunity others overlooked. I can place an idea within someone's thoughts, guide them into the right conversation, and cause them to recognize the value you quietly preserved. Then, what you tried to explain for many years may be understood by one person after a single sincere moment. This is not because you suddenly became more valuable than before, but because the time for what I placed within you to become visible is drawing near. Do not allow the appearance of this connection to produce pride or make you believe you are being elevated because you are greater than others. What I bring always carries an invitation to become more humble, grateful, and responsible. The person who receives an opportunity is not meant to stand above those who have not received the same, but to become a source of support when they are later able to help others. I often use unexpected encounters to answer the endurance of those who remained faithful in hidden places. Therefore, when the door opens, do not enter through pride or the desire to prove that those who doubted you were wrong. Enter with the calmness of someone who knows they have been prepared, and with the gratitude of someone who understands that opportunity is not merely a reward, but also a responsibility to be preserved through integrity. The offer approaching will not carry the weight of manipulation, pressure, or impure ambition. It will carry the fragrance of grace, meaning you will not need to lose your peace in order to receive it. It may still require courage, learning, and movement beyond what is familiar, but it will not force you to betray the good values that helped you remain standing. You will feel the difference between a genuine opportunity and an invitation decorated with attractive promises. The right opportunity does not fear careful examination, prevent honest questions, or force you to act in panic. I want you to open your heart while remaining aware, able to receive assistance without surrendering complete authority over your life to another person. The one I use as a bridge is still only human. I am the one leading you across it. When the time begins moving, you will see many details gradually harmonizing in ways ordinary calculation cannot fully explain. A conversation may occur just when you have finished preparing an idea. Someone may mention your name in a room you have never entered. A door that seemed permanently closed may reopen through a path completely different from what you expected. I do not need to create chaos to prove my power. What I do often arrives gently. Yet its precision prevents you from dismissing it as mere coincidence. Like a stream steadily finding its way through a dry valley, my guidance may move quietly for a long time before reaching the place that has waited in weariness. When the water appears, the field does not need to struggle to be watered. It only needs to open itself and receive. You walked through seasons when your effort seemed invisible. You worked, prepared, learned, and tried to preserve integrity. Yet the results came more slowly than expected. At times, others received recognition for things you had also pursued faithfully, causing you to wonder whether you had chosen the wrong path. Yet I do not measure your journey by another person's speed. What is being built for you has its own foundation, timing, and purpose. Some people enter visible places earlier, while you were preserved so that depth could develop within you. You were not delayed because you lacked ability. You were being refined so that when opportunity appeared, you would not merely know how to enter, but also possess enough character to remain, grow, and preserve kindness through significant change. Every sincere step you took became part of that preparation. I used days without applause to teach you to do what was right, without depending upon recognition. I used rejection to help you stop surrendering your worth to another person's decision. I used seasons of beginning again to develop your ability to adapt without losing your purpose. You may have regarded these as disconnected obstacles, but they are joining together to become a strong foundation. When greater responsibility is placed within your hands, what will keep you standing will not be the first excitement, but the character formed during ordinary days. I prepare the heart before revealing the blessing, because a great gift placed into an unprepared heart can become pressure rather than joy. Waiting deepened patience within you, even during days when you did not feel patient at all. It also helped you recognize that humility is not denying your abilities, but understanding that what you possess must be used for the right purpose. You are learning to receive praise without allowing it to control you. Accept guidance without feeling diminished, and enter a new position while remembering the days when you needed support. These qualities will protect you when your influence increases. I do not want success to make your heart distant from those who continue to struggle. I want what you endured to help you become someone who opens doors through kindness rather than someone who closes the door immediately after passing through. When the person capable of helping appears, do not quickly elevate them into the answer for everything. Be grateful for their presence, but preserve discernment. Observe how they treat people who cannot benefit them, whether they keep their word, and how they respond when you express a boundary. Someone truly being used to help you move forward will not attempt to possess your voice, determine every choice, or make you feel so indebted that you lose freedom. They may guide, introduce, or open a door, but they will not demand ownership over your journey. I want you to understand that gratitude and dependence are not the same. You may appreciate someone without placing your entire future within their hands, because the source of every good thing remains with me. Do not allow the past to make you suspicious of every kind heart. Because you were disappointed before, you may believe that anyone offering help carries hidden intentions. Caution is necessary, but continual suspicion can close the door against what is good. I will teach you to recognize what is right through peace, consistency, and the fruit the connection produces. What is right will not require you to live in fear or lead you farther from truth. It will encourage you to mature. Use your abilities responsibly and stand firmly upon your own feet. Healthy help does not make you smaller. It helps you recognize what you can become without forcing you to imitate another person. My beloved child, your prayers are not only moving toward an answer, but also bringing you into a season in which you must use greater wisdom. When the right conversation occurs, be fully present. When opportunity appears, prepare carefully instead of relying only upon emotion. When the door opens, enter courageously without abandoning humility. I used the years of waiting to make you deep enough, resilient enough, and discerning enough for what is approaching. Then you will look back and understand that you were never hidden from my sight. Every day that seemed nameless contributed to bringing you to this encounter, where a person, an offer, or a connection will become a bridge leading you from the former season into a new land prepared through love, order, and purpose.